a silent podcast where we are anything but silent. I am so excited to be here. I am Mark, and next to me, as always, is
Davey. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. Happy Hump Day to all who celebrate.
Yes. You have to celebrate the Hump Day in your heart the best way you can. This is gonna be a goofy episode. I get the feeling that's gonna be goofy. I'm just really excited. We have a great panel today. If you're watching us live online on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, say hi to us or whatever. We'll probably pop it up in the comments. But my friends, I'm so thrilled. I love these people that we have on today so much. Two of the best out there. They both have played Survivor in New York. Both are legends. Both are icons. We've got I'm trying to think more awesome words to choose to say, like get people more excited, because like honestly, if you have not watched their seasons, you need to watch their seasons.
They're just some of the most amazing people I've ever met. Both charismatic, skillful, strategic, insightful. Like all of those great words will really define the two people that join us. So
downright likable.
Downright likable.
Yeah. Lovable.
Oh yes.
All right. We've got Gary from season 3 and Kai from season 4. Woo!
Yes! Hi, family!
Squad!
Right, squad!
So happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yes,
absolutely.
So excited. Like, well, honestly, like once like this all came together, I'm like, oh my god, it's just gonna be people I want to talk to for an hour and a half. I mean, I always want to talk to people that have been on Survivor New York, but it's like that thing of like, I love everyone that's in this conversation. It makes me just so happy. This would be a fierce alliance if we ever played a game. I'm just stating that.
I mean,
manifested.
Okay.
You got the woo-woo girl here. You throw it out into the universe, and it's 111. So that means that's perfectly going to happen. New beginnings, the New Beginnings Alliance. Ooh. Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell anybody.
We got some people in the chat I want to shout. We got Kristen. With her popcorn ready to get roasted by icons themselves. What is that? Is that Dale? That's a name.
Yeah, it's a heart eyes emoji, a nail emoji, and then a smile emoji. Out, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
We got
Valencia.
Naomi saying hi to Valencia. And oh my god, guys.
Mom.
The show itself is here.
Yes. Oh, that's legendary right there. Legendary and iconic all together.
That's my new favorite word.
Legendary. All right, let's get things started. Oh,
yeah. No, do it.
Okay, so the theme of the season is Bannerman Island. I think that we should introduce ourselves a little bit. And the theme is this artillery, Bannerman's Island, right? My question to the group is, if you were a weapon in this wonderful arsenal, what would you be?
I'll get started. I mean, like my brain went immediately to this because I am that 80s baby, and I have to shout out my Ninja Turtles. So I'm gonna go nunchucks because I'm kind of chaotic, and good things can happen. And if you want me on your side,
amen.
Amen.
I Terry,
okay.
you want to go next?
Yes, I actually have mine. I would be a musket.
Ooh, okay, musket.
Little musketeer.
Little musketeer, a little musket, the littlest musket of all. But muskets can really just like shoot like really, really far. So I'd be like the sniper of the group, but like the old school sniper where it's just like, wait, like he's pretty low key, he's pretty chill. Bam, you're done, you're finished, and you would never know that it's coming. So and I got foresight, the gift of foresight. So yeah, I feel like that fits me.
Love that.
Nice.
That was a good answer. Immediate head just went straight to the Hunger Games because I'm the biggest fan of the Hunger Games, and I compare myself to Katniss all the time. I actually have shot a bow and arrow before, and I was very good. So I think that I would go bow and arrow. And for a similar reason that Gary has, I'm not really in the battle as much, but I can snipe you from a little far away, like in the bushes. And I think that it's very important to have that focus, have that aim, but at the same time, you can use a bow and arrow with some flame. you can use it with bombs. So you can really make it explode. So that's my answer.
Nice.
I like that.
Hashtag cornucopia. I mean, I love the Hunger Games as well. And I too have shot a bow and arrow, but not well. I've shot a bow and arrow, but not well. I think, honestly, I might be like... I don't know. I feel like I'm too low key. I was gonna say poison because I think that I could like affect a lot of people at the same time.
The women's way.
But I think I could be like an explosive, like a tripwire explosive somewhere, because I just randomly go off and it's like bam. Survivor New York Hunger Games, absolutely.
Make it happen.
Throw me in. I volunteer.
But what if it's actually like dying like a Hunger Games? That's the scary thing, right?
That would be sad. No dying. I would like no parts of that, please. I like my life, you know.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just want Josh Hutcherson and Liam Hemsworth. That's it.
Don't forget Jennifer Lawrence. Oh my god, like she's
and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's get started. Right. I love the episode title. This episode title. I can't even speak today. I'm about to drop something on you.
Speaking of bombs,
right? Boom.
Like I love it. It's kind of goofy. I like it when Survivor episode titles are goofy. It makes me happy. I like goofy. I like to be happy.
That's what we come and watch this show for, right? Like to be goofy and happy and joy.
So Chris says, I've always wanted to do a bow and arrow challenge, but I'm afraid we will hit someone. If Gary remembers, we had one in SNY 0.
We did. So I don't know if a lot of people actually know that I played season 0 like way before season, like the first season like ever happened. And I remember I was not that great, but you know, she tries. And I remember the bow and arrow challenge. I would have to shoot at something and it would always go over the fence and then it would like miss to the right. So I would not be helpful on your team, Kai, like at all. Like I would just be kind of like in the midst, just like shooting for the fun of it. But yeah, I definitely feel like we should bring that back. You should bring that back, Chris. It was a fun challenge. It's one that I remember.
I mean, season 6 might, I don't know. We'll find out next year.
Right.
Also, I want to, before we get deeper into the episode, Kai, Gary, how do you feel about the season so far? I know.
Okay. I'm very interested to see how things go. I feel like this season is different from the seasons that we've seen like play out. I feel like because like the like New York has grown so much over the last couple of years. Yes. People have watched seasons pass, you know what I mean? Like, and on top of that, I feel like people are coming ready to play. Like there's also not necessarily a theme this year. Like Bannerman Island is the theme, but as far as like the people that are competing, there is no theme. And I think that brings a lot of difference in how people are actually showing up to like compete this time around, because it's like some folks know each other, some folks don't. Some people have like LRG experience, some people do not. So I feel like, and it's also because I know that last year, I don't remember if season 4, I don't think, was it 3 tribes? I'm not sure if it
was 3 tribes in the beginning.
Yeah. So it's like the 3 tribe kind of like start and makes it very like cagey to like start off with. And everything that's kind of just like began as far as like the first episode, you have to see people making decisions like on idols and like, am I going to do this for the tribe? Like it's very, I feel like it's not even as intense as it's going to be at the end, but I'm interested to see where things go. We're definitely going to jump deeper into it because I have to pull together that blue tribe. Woo, baby. We got to pull together that blue tribe. Okay. But what about you?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with all of that. I think that it is a very interesting dynamic because, like you said, the whole franchise has grown so much. And I mean, you see it in the episodes. They're referencing older seasons. And I think that one thing, too, that, you know, keeps getting brought up is this idea of the weapons being, you know, a part of this season. And I think that a lot more people are really willing to, like, use these weapons for themselves. And I think that that's really important because we even see in the first episode, you know, that first decision of, okay, am I going to take an advantage or am I going to play or am I going to search for immunity idol. Like, I think that is a very good representation of, everybody kind of, whether or not they search for the idol and hit it to themselves, everybody's willing to do that, and I mean, I think that a lot of even the quieter players are very underestimated right now. I think we've only seen a very small portion because Blue Tribe has gone to tribal twice. I am excited to see green and purple go to tribal because I think that fireworks are going to, because they're already like wanting to go. They're like, I want to go to tribal. Like, and I'm like, I'm here for it because it's just going to be so interesting. I think everybody on this whole cast is so smart and dynamic. So very excited for this season.
Yeah. Kyle from your season,
Kyle, baby.
This cast came to play.
They definitely came to play.
Definitely.
They definitely did.
That was evident in like the very first episode too. Like it was just like, boom, we're here. So I really respect that.
I'm like, where are the night zero footages? That's what I want to see. What was going on? I want to know
what were the sleeping arrangements? Yeah,
right.
Who was cuddling with who?
They really weren't cuddling or sleeping at all. They were up night talking like the whole time. And I referenced this a little bit last episode, but they really just like wanted to talk because nobody wanted to be on the outs. It like that is
paranoia,
the level of paranoia. That is the level of gameplay that is in the season, but it's also the same like there's something about the season, and you both touched on it. It is a very interesting dynamic.
All
so,
right. Oh,
we talked. Yeah. So the episode title is "I'm gonna drop something," or what is it? I'm gonna drop something on you.
I'm gonna drop something on you.
Yes, I'm gonna drop something on you. I'm
about to drop something on you. Okay.
I'm about to drop something on you. The first thing that's dropped in the episode is the aftermath of an idol misplay. How interesting. Thoughts on that?
I think that Brienne's confessional right at the beginning kind of sums it up. She's, she uses words like idiot and stupid, which she shouldn't be that hard on herself. It's a very high stress situation to be in. There are definitely other ways that people can say that they would have handled it, but until you're in that position, you never really know. But I think her strategy of like, okay, I'm just going to not bring it up and see if it'll just smooth itself over and people, won't really remember it. I do think that is a good strategy, but will it work in a game that's so short, So I'm not sure how long people will kind of use that against her because it's very easy to use that against somebody.
Absolutely. I was also going to say it's contained within her tribe right now. Like that's only something that the people on her tribe know. So when it happens that they swap or when they merge, and if Brienne is still there, like, will this information come out? Or is it just seen as, because we only really get to see what Brienne is doing like within challenges and stuff like that at this point from external points of view. But for her right now, it seems like, listen, she's trying to clean up her mess as best as she possibly can. And honestly, she's still there. Yeah. And that's something to be grateful for because it could have been something completely different. But she's got a lot of heat on her back right now. And the fact that she has been, overcoming up until this point, like, and still has the potential to work with Sharif and Ed, like that shows that, she obviously has some tight alliances there. And they obviously see something in wanting to continue to work with her because it could have been very easy to be like, oh, we're going to drop her because now we can't trust her. But obviously that's not what's happening. So I feel like there's some sense of connection and companionship that she's leaning on right now in order to keep her safe. And I'm very interested to see how that develops as the rest of the season goes on.
She's a really strong social player. Like, and also normally a pretty good comp piece. Like I've seen her play games. I played a game with her before, and like she was a winner pick going into the season. I'm still not down on that. I think she has a good chance. But she has to get through this tough spot, and like you see, like she's being very open with the confessionals about that, and it's really fascinating. Like, and like there's people like Talk who like openly says he does not want to work with her. Immediately, and it's that like the first time we see him, he's like, I don't want to work with her. Like, and it's like that's 1 out of 5. That's 20% of your tribe does not want to work with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm also fascinated by like how like Edsel doesn't want to have any idols at all for himself. Like how he wants to just rely on his social game. And I think that's like a pretty strong thing, you know?
It's smart.
He's playing very smart right now. I like the way that he is able to kind of verbalize like the way that he's playing this game. Like I think that the way that he talked about the weapons being used advantageously, just as much as a social connection with other people could be used advantageously. I think that he's kind of like the dark horse, I feel like right now. I know it's still early to kind of point that out, but I'm like rooting for him because every confessional I'm like hooked on every word he says.
He's engaging, and I think on top of that, he like Jeremy keeps mentioning how it's very important for him to continue to work with people that understand their own perception. And I feel like Edsel really encapsulates what Jeremy is like referring to as far as knowing how he's perceived, knowing how to play to his strengths, knowing how to take a backseat when he needs to, listening, saying just enough, not saying too much. Those are the strategies that are made for winners in this type of game. So I think it's just like really important to kind of like see how he continues to maneuver throughout the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we go into this transition. Oh, also, I want to say the weather during the season starts off very muggy. Like it is hot.
You can tell, like Danny is
sweating. Yeah.
You can tell it's hot. People are sweating through their clothes, their foreheads. That up close shot. I'm behind the camera like, ooh, you're sweaty because I don't really sweat. I don't really sweat like that.
It's a glow.
Lucky. A little glisten.
A little glisten. So we go to Paula Pal's camp. And we see Andy and Ari playing baseball. This time is so
Kumbaya.
They are
the Elephant Master game too. They were playing that later on. Yeah. I was like, ooh.
My pores are really actually little. My pores are little. Hashtag
I mean, I'm just one giant pore. Like if it's over 80 degrees, if it's up like 70 degrees, and I'm like wearing too many layers, you see me sweating no matter what.
Sweating everywhere.
Like in the summer, like when it's like 100 degrees, I'm just water. I'm not. I'm water and a beard.
I'm not outside. What are you talking about?
I'm literally the Kool-Aid man.
I'm in a pool or in AC.
Literally.
Yes. I also need to bring up like, oh my god, like Robin idol hunting. Like it's so fun watching Robin like learn about Survivor while playing Survivor.
I agree.
Because like they told me before they're not a Survivor fan. When I saw them in this cast, I was like, oh, okay. Cool. And like to see them like go out of their comfort zone, and like it's I'm scared for them a little bit because
I know, and it makes me sad that they're targeting them.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's like, I mean, I feel like they are so entertaining to watch, right?
Yes.
Because of that dynamic of somebody who comes in who doesn't really know the game as much. I kind of like that perspective.
They also know they're on the bottom too, which is important.
Yeah. Self-awareness is the name of the game. Yeah.
Yes.
But I also think they're threatened by that because Robin is somebody that they cannot manipulate. Robin's going to do their own thing. And in a game like this, especially when it's such small numbers, you want to have people that you feel like are like thinking the same way as you, or you can convince. And Robin seems like the type of person that's just like, I don't give a fuck.
Mystery.
Yeah, like if this is not working for me, then I'm not doing it. And also is going to be very upfront about the fact that that's probably not something that they're going to want to do.
Ari said that he is very drawn to that though, which I thought was interesting. Ari is a little chaotic, and I like love it. I love it so much.
Oh, he's a little chaotic.
A little. He's a little all over the place, but I love it. It's engaging. It's engaging to watch. And it's just like watching like Ari kind of like try to strategize and like trying to basically like you can see the wheels turning as he's like feeling people out. And like the conversations that he's having with like especially like the women on the tribe, like I can see where he's trying to like find his end as far as like conversation with them.
I think it's important to bring up because Kristen's a very big player in the season, and they're in the chat right now. They brought up, that Robin has their own energy, and people sometimes are threatened by that. That's a true thing.
I think it is. I think it is a really interesting dynamic between Ari Ferrari, who literally goes from, oh my God, I gotta run here, play baseball here, go to the water, and then be like, I want to vote out McKenna. Or like, like very just like all over the place, matching up with Robin, who's like, oh, so you want to work with me? I like that. And it's like warming up as like, Robin warms up to people, and I like that about them. Yeah.
I remember when I first met them, it was like my first online game. And like it was also their first online game, and I was like this person I want to be best friends with, like
yes.
And like I've been very thankful to become good friends with them. But it's that thing of like I will do everything in my power to want them to play with me. They voted me out of the 3rd round, but that's fine.
Neither here.
We become friends since. That's what matters.
Do you want to?
Sorry, what?
Do you want to hear some tea?
Yeah.
Okay, some tea. Wait. Has the idol? So the idol has been found on Polypel, correct?
Yes, it was found like immediately.
Immediately, right? Kristen has it.
She's playing that off so well, by the way. I needed to just share that. Sorry, share that thought. To continue.
No, seriously, please share. They were searching for hours, like hours, and
it seems like that. Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, conserve your energy, bitches. Like, you got things to play. It's only round 2. It's only round 2.
It is the first day.
It is the first day. They have no idea what's in store. But
like,
just a little tea.
My favorite like arc of this whole episode is Danny like scouring the whole landscape for the idol. Well, like just sweat. And Kristen's there just like not sipping a cup of like soda or anything like that, but like the energy of like I'm just having a nice relaxing time. And Danny's like, where's his idol? And like Kristen's like, it's in my pocket. And he's like, where's the idol? Like, I mean,
I think that it's a tough position for Andy to be in because people probably assume that it's in his pocket. But I think, obviously they were all saying, he's playing it off so well. Then if he does have it, he's still looking just as much as the rest of us. I think Andy is the most desperate to find out who has it, so that the heat is kind of taken off of him a little bit, which I would be the exact same way. Honestly, I think he's very cool, calm, and collected.
I was so scared when I found it. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. She's doing such a good job. She's doing such a, the way that she's just like she literally said, like, it's in my pocket and played it. And I would have been like,
everyone
so funny.
Like if I said that, I'd be so convinced. I'm so
my face would be a tomato. I'd be like,
literally, I'd be shook. And as someone who has had an idol before in their pocket, I know how difficult it can be to hold on to one and make sure, it literally burns a hole sometimes. I'm not going to say too much, but I will say that I know how difficult it can be to hold on to one. Figure out where to put it. Figure out how to play it because it does bring a target onto your back. And I think that I'm also one of those people, and this is something I wanted to bring to you all. How do we feel about idols, like being in the game? And do you feel like they're important things to hold, or do you feel like they're more targets for you as you are kind of like navigating the experience?
I think that it's really, if you need it, you definitely need it. But if you know where it is and you don't need it, that I think is the most optimal position because you'll never be targeted for it, but you can always leverage it whenever you need to.
Absolutely. I think that's a very good answer. Yeah. I think that it's funny. I think it was Ari who brought up idols as a distraction, though, which I thought was an interesting idea of like, it's just kind of a distraction from the strategizing or the game. And it was when they were all sitting at that table, right when Kristen had said that line of, oh, it's in my pocket. And, I think Ari was just kind of trying to push it a little bit more, being like, it doesn't really matter, which that would have, I feel like, in my opinion, would have made him seem suspicious. But I don't think anybody really batted an eye at that. But I just thought idols as distraction is a good, I guess, talking point of like how you said, Gary, how they are in the game and how they're perceived when you have them or when you're perceived to have it or when you do have it. They're tricky, though. Like, I've never really interacted with idols in my games that I've played, to be honest. And I think of it as a blessing because I would be a hot mess. And so I'm already like 500 million things are going through my head. So just adding an idol to the stirs of that is just going to be chaotic. So I think everybody who had gotten the idol really, played it off very differently though in this season.
100%.
Yes.
Like for me, I think idols are an important tool. I've found them like probably twice or so in my life, and literally once I had it in my pocket, I basically just start sweating 10 times more. And like I'm trying to be cool, but I'm like, oh my god, they saw me grab that idol. Oh my god, I have to play this idol. I need to get like, but it's also
Like
the
the
thing of like they can be
pants,
leveraged, you know. And,
well, it's like with Kristen with the pants, like where she was
Yeah.
like, "This is so obvious." Like,
Yeah.
what kind of pants do you wear? Like,
Yeah.
you don't really think of that going into it.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what are you talking about? There's not an idol on my left shoe. Like you just
I've
get
always
really
had this
nervous. I've always
I
had
just
this
have a limp.
Yeah.
I also like finding it interesting that we have the idol in the bag check. Because like that's like top in the blue tribe, just like boom, idol. And this is like, I don't know if we should do that. Okay, I'll grab the bag. Oh, yep, it's there. But like, it's interesting that like, I would never, ever, ever want to like consider having like someone go in my bag. So I would never go after someone's bag.
Yeah, same. I'm very much.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think that like in that moment, I don't think it would even be on the first thing that crosses my mind. And Davey, you said this in your previous recap, but you said, maybe I would be kind of like the person who stands watch. And I think that in that situation, it's like a little bit like if you know somebody that went through the bag and you're just like, and I think that, Danny is very conflicted, I think, when he finds out that Kristen didn't tell him about the idol. But then he's also conflicted because he's like, Andy should have not gone through the bag, like, so I think that he's really conflicted with both of those relationships right now, where he's just kind of like, okay, well, that's not maybe something I would do. So like, I don't know where his true number one is right now, I guess, because of that.
Yeah. He gets a little scrambled because he thought he had his fingers on the pulse, but honestly, I think that there's a lot of things happening around him.
Right.
And I also want to give love to the last Paul member. I think McKenna's in a really good spot because everyone is giving her information. People want to talk to McKenna. People want to strategize with McKenna. McKenna is starting to gather information, and she's someone to watch.
Absolutely.
He's a part of almost every single conversation.
McKenna is great, literally, and great is underlined in probably one of the best spots like in the game. Like no one is talking about being threatened by them. Everyone wants to work with McKenna. And I think that it's really important that we pay attention to her as she continues to like traverse this game. It's like an energy with people that you can like read. It's just a vibe. That I feel like you get.
She is good vibes.
She's good vibes. And I love somebody that's like good vibes because for me, that's somebody that I see myself like working with. And also she has the strategic prowess and mindset in order to be able to foresee what's going to be coming down the pipeline and also keeping her eye on everybody else around her, which I think is the makings of a fantastic player.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I need to bring up some like funny things I caught during the poll stuff in the first part before we get them to later. Andy has been elbow deep in multiple trees. Is the funniest thing that I've heard the whole season.
Andy's literally doing magic tricks with.
I
have that. Andy is a magician. Fun. That's.
Oh my god!
Also, like Ari is such a good narrator. Sorry, I said it wrong. Paul Appel. I
keep calling falafel like falafel.
I was saying it right last week. I had to think of the actress Paula Appel, and that's how I did it. And now I'm saying Paul. Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
At least you remembered the name and didn't call them green, because I would have done that.
It's like we Iona. I call it Ioni.
It's not Iona. Oops.
But no, it's like I like this tribe a lot. It also has that very weird energy of like a tribe that hasn't been a tribal council yet because they haven't.
Kumbaya.
And it's it's that thing of like, will it stay Kumbaya when they eventually go to tribal council? or will it still be a 5-1 vote? You know.
Looks like we'll have to see.
Hopefully we'll see next week. I would like blue. I would like. How is it pronounced? Esopus. I would like to see them not go to tribal council just so we can get some different bodies in the tribal council arena.
Under my little thunder research for the week. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Anything else we want to talk about with Paul Pell before we move to Iona?
I think that we should transition to Iona.
Alrighty, Iona time. And it's interesting because, like, right after I wrote that note about like how it's like hunky dory ish, like Annie says straight up,
like,
everything is hunky dory because they haven't been in tribal council, and I'm like, oh my god, that is a read.
I have a declaration. I am a Stanny. I love that girl. I love that girl so much. Stanny. I'm a Stanny because she is someone that people like are consistently underestimating. They think that she's like this I'm gonna like roll over and be meek kind of girl, but she actually has very great perceptions of every single person on her tribe.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
and she's audible.
Yeah,
it's like if you're gonna play a live game, be audible. You cannot rely on subtitles to save you. You need to speak up. That's not a read for anybody, but that is just a general tip.
It's like if you're playing a live game and it's not Survivor, like just have some volume. Like you're probably far enough away from people in the confessionals actually talk.
It is like paranoid though when you feel like people are closer and that people can hear you.
Yeah,
so I feel that.
I don't want to hear the cicadas. I want to hear you. That's what I'm trying to say.
I love the cicadas.
Yeah, cicadas, the 19th tribe member. But yes, and also on the same vein, like learn how to whisper.
Yeah, a loud whisper.
Putting a pin in that. Thank you, Survivor New York.
We gotta talk about Jeremy.
Let's talk about Jeremy.
Yes.
Jeremy is fascinating.
He wants to go to tribal. Like he is like ready to play. And like I think that Julia says the best. She's like he is just coming in hot and heavy. And I respect it. I love that. But I think that Julia is truly the one to watch out for in that situation. Because I think Jeremy and Veronica's power duo, whatever they have going on,
it's gonna get snatched up.
Yeah, I think it's too transparent right now. And Julia is perceived right now to have, so she has the idol and people perceive her as the good hands to have the idol. It's in good hands. And she straight up says in her confessionals, like, I'd probably use it for myself. I don't think that I would give it to somebody in the minority. I definitely feel like from her confessionals, we can just tell that she has way more insight to what's going on than what people think. So I love her, the way she's like, I don't give a fuck about like strategy. Like she's here to make social connections. And I think that social part of it is going to come in handy for her. And I cannot wait to see her put in a position where she gets to strategize because I can't wait. It's just, it's going to be, she's so entertaining. I love her. I love her.
Yes. I have to add to that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I was just gonna say I have to like +1 to that as well because I think that what I wrote is she's an emotional player, but she's a socio-emotional player, and she knows how to be able to be conscious of like other people's feelings, and she's there to create relationships. And I feel like at the core of Survivor, like Survivor it's a relationship game. Aside from the strategy, like and relationships is a strategy and creating strong ones. I think that sometimes people miss that aspect of the game because they think so, as she put it so lovely, game body, that it's like you forget that these are actually not just chess pieces. These are actual people with lives and with dreams, and being able to play to that part, I think, of people's gameplay is going to be something that I think will totally help her later on down the road as she is starting to create deeper relationships with her tribe and with the other people that are playing the game as well. Because I see her going far.
It's really interesting in my mind. Like, what would have happened if she found the idol and no one saw it, or like one person saw it? Like instead of 5 of the 6 tribe members seeing it. Like, I'm wondering what would have happened if it wasn't so well known. And like people like Jeremy and Veronica weren't playing like 10 steps ahead for Final Tribal Council with 6 of them.
Yeah.
Is that a question, or were you just rhetorical?
No, I'm just curious. Like that's rhetorical.
I think it does beg the question, like, would you be a Julia or would you be a Jeremy? Like, because Jeremy wants to use this idol as like a tribe idol to preserve the numbers and to gain momentum, but Julia wants to use it for social and emotional reasons, and it's hers. Like at the end of the day, it is hers, and we will see what she does with it. Period.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And I think, to your point about Julia being this like socio-emotional like player and Jeremy being the strategic game bot, Iona also is a huge physical comp piece threat.
Yeah.
This tribe has all aspects on it. And it's like when they go to tribal, and they may go to tribal very soon, who knows? I think to your point, Kai, fireworks will happen.
I think that purple is kind of like how blue was in our season, Davey. And I think that Stan is the cross that Bennett was also, he was the target. Bennett was the target during our reign, or whatever you want to call it for blue. But I'm seeing Stan as that kind of person right now. But like you said, purple's chaotic, and I can't wait to see how the dominoes fall. So
Stan kills me. His confessionals give me like, come on down, y'all. Like, let's talk about popcorn and like babies and stuff like he is just such a like, I don't even have the phrase for it, but he's just someone who wants to talk and like has like this southern drawl, but also like a little southern charm. Like, it is just it's an interesting like confessional voice. It's always it's very unique.
I thought his confessional where he like talks about Laura going home, and he was like, we all know she's a messy player and that she's her own worst enemy. I was like, oh, Stan, no, baby.
We love Laura.
Don't call poor Laura out like that. I think that she did a good job.
She did.
It was really funny when he said that. He was like, it crushed me to see Laura go because she's messy. I was like, what the fuck? Stan
he does love a messy player.
Stan doesn't want to talk. He needs to talk. Thank you, Survivor New York. I was touched a little bit when he was like, it really crushed me because I know how much Laura wanted it and how good she is, but she's messy.
Yeah, and he had no idea what happened to Blue, as he just said.
Yeah, that's fair. No, it's not the way he phrased it was so funny. Like he said, it seemed so sweet, and then he's like, she's her own worst enemy. And I was like,
I do love me some Stan, though. I love me some Stan. I was gonna say, and he's one who's got a lot of heat on his back just for who he is, and he's a shield. And like, I think that what's important for him moving forward is to play up to that. I think similarly to Sharif, because of his stature, he's naturally going to be seen as a target. Like, he cannot escape that. But there are ways to circumvent that. And I'm interested to see, what does he use to his benefit? And we do, we're here. We have the Dragonfly Alliance to discuss.
Dragonflies forever.
Yes, we do. Dragonflies.
We're not quite there, but yeah, I mean, like, you can talk about it for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like this is at that point where it's like he is in this connection with all of the other Asian American Pacific Islander players in the game. And I think that is also going to help in some way, shape, or form if he makes it to a swap or to a merge. That's going to help him to be able to thread the needle with a lot of the relationships that are going to help to take the heat off of his back, because he'll have people to vouch for him. And I think that playing to that piece is going to be a really, really, really great benefit for him to go deeper into this game.
Yeah, I think the Dragonflies can be a huge part of the season.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got the soundbite if it wasn't going to be something that was important. That's what I do. Me and my editing logic. She knows a little something.
She knows a little something. As an honorary member of this Dragonflies Alliance. I was really excited when it started coming up. I like heard tidbits of it because I wasn't an Iona tribe handler, but I was like, interessante. I wonder. And obviously on day 0. So I was really hoping to see how it would play out. I'm glad that it got a soundbite.
Yeah. I want to get one more small thing about Iona before we get to the immunity challenge. I think it's I'll back to the whole Julia of it all. I think it's fascinating that she does not feel like she'd be screwed at all by any kind by this like in a swap situation, like because like she knows her connections are good. Like like she doesn't want to go tribal, but she's like, I'm good if we go tribal. I find that to be fascinating. Like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I think that she's in a good spot. Like, cause she like she said, she has the social connections and an idol right now. So I think that she's set moving forward for the near future.
Oh yeah.
I also have to throw out there, I don't know where Andrew was in this episode, but he lives in my heart. So that's it.
Oh, his love goes true. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not get a confess. So I was just like,
shout out to Andrew. Yeah.
Shout out to Andrew, literal purple Andrew, because he's on.
Oh, purple Andrew.
Maroon.
Look at that edgic logic. I also want to give an honorable mention to Veronica as well.
Yes.
Yes.
She's talked about a lot while Jimmy's leaning on a tree.
Yeah. Yes.
Why is he on a tree like every confessional he has?
Who?
Jeremy.
He's
like
trying to look cash.
Stability, grounding. He's grounding himself. He's like,
he's grounded.
Yeah, he's a grounded player.
I want to bring up the Andrew's the Derek X of the Dragonflies. Yeah. And Veronica was also
purple. Ooh.
Just because they're purple now doesn't mean they'll be purple later. We'll see.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Poker face.
It's time for immunity challenge, right?
It's time for the immunity challenge.
All right. So let me describe what it is first. So there's like step stools. One was tall, one was short.
I have those stools.
Okay. Kai is prepping for Survivor New York All Stars.
I'm training. I'll come back.
But so a tall stool and a smaller stool, and if the traverse like probably 100 feet. I'm not sure.
100. Oh, yeah.
It looked really far. It felt
really
like forever.
It did.
When Brienne fell so close, God bless you. When Brienne
I
fell
literally
so
wrote that
close
down
to the end, I was like,
she's my winner pick. I'm having anxiety attacks because of her.
Literally, you can like the camera shot was so good because she fell right towards the to the crossing line. You see Talk's hands go up, and then you see Sharif and Edsel's head shaking in the back, like, oh damn.
I have those stools though. It is easy to get, to feel like you're grounded, and then
you're not.
Right through. Yeah, and then you're on the ground, literally.
Definitely remember that from season 3, and I was just like, I had to move.
Oh no,
very slow.
Hey Brienne.
Right, hey Brienne. No, I felt so bad for her because I was like, yeah, and then I was like, no. So, and I can only imagine she was probably spiraling in 4K as well on the inside because she knew that she was like right there and knew that it was going to put a target on her back. So I felt really, 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 really bad for her, but also, yeah, we'll get there in a second.
Oh my God, Kristen.
I was sending.
When Brienne fell, I'm not even joking. I was saying there was and I never felt more powerful.
Oh my God!
Not like two draft picks going after each other.
No, it's funny because like when somebody fucks up in a challenge, you literally go, "Oh, I feel good. I'm going." Like you're just take it.
Feel so powerful.
Yes.
But like I think what's cool is how fast Brienne goes once this will start back over. Because
she does. She redeems herself for sure.
She really redeems herself right there.
Oh yeah.
But like I want to get to the end of that. 2 people have to run the cubes over back all the way like the 200 feet or so to like a person do the puzzle. It's a 4-block puzzle. Sides can't repeat.
Yes.
Yeah. But
trauma.
That fall really
trauma. Kai
just starts switching.
Locks.
But this is like another one like last week's challenge where it feels like it's over before it like even began because of that fall. Like Okay, sorry. It was like a few yards according to Naomi. I'm sorry. I only can see it on TV.
It was miles.
It was like
miles.
It was like from here to Yonkers, you know?
It felt very long.
Miles. No, it was a long time. But
how was that
was a
like
good
the whole
challenge.
length of the challenge, Davey? Like, was there like anything cut from that? Like, I don't think that challenge was cut that much.
No, I think that the challenge pretty much ran ran how it was. I think that as soon as you were able to get those blocks across to the finish line and your puzzle solvers were able to like try to do it, you could whip through it really fast. I don't remember who was actually on the color puzzle for Polypel, but I think it was Andy and McKenna. I might be wrong about that, but Andy literally has studied logic, so he could discern which combination could be it from a mile away.
Both tribes whipped through it. Like, I mean, Blue just, like you said, it was kind of just over before it really began because of that fall. But I do feel like the tables might have been turned had Brienne made it, because I think that they would have pulled ahead a little bit.
Yeah. Also, Sharif for this action hero run with the block.
Oh yeah.
Like, I wish I could run that cool.
Yeah, Sharif's a beast. Like,
yeah.
I remember just like the first time I met Sharif, I was like, damn, you are tall and you're strong
and you're nice
and you're nice and you're nice.
Triple threat.
Triple threat. Literally.
I'm just really strong.
I'm strong.
I'm a mean asshole.
No.
I was gonna say, I don't think so, but to each their own.
I had a question. I mean, I don't know if maybe you guys were getting to this. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I am like wondering, had you been in Purple's position with this Bannerman Island twist that they had, who would like, what is the strategy for that tribe going into like that kind of decision when you don't really know what the dynamic of the Blue tribe is, but you've seen who they've already voted out?
Yeah.
Because I thought I was not expecting them to choose Kayla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the twist before we dive into this a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know that since they came in first, we're able to choose to save someone from Esopus, and no one would know who it was until they got to Tribal Council. So a lot of the strategy is like, who did they save?
A lot of speculation too, because until the person is named when Tribal Council starts, you just have to like really speculate and think like, did they save me? Who do you think they would save? And that conversation comes up a lot.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say, I think for me personally, I feel like perception is reality, and if you think about like, who does it seem like is potentially not gelling well, or who do we think that we could be able to pull over to our side at some point later on down the road is what I would be thinking about. So I don't know who I would have chosen necessarily, because I mean, I'm not in that position, but I think what would be going through my mind is who, if I do a solid now, will do me a solid later.
Oh, yeah.
Based on who is kind of like, left in the game at that point. And I think because they knew that Brienne had made it through the last round. Maybe she did or did not have the idol, because they also had the awareness from the choice that everybody had to make. Maybe they already thought that she had immunity, so they could flush it out. So I feel like potentially Kayla would be like the right person to choose, because that would be perceived as like the weaker player, or she could have been copping votes. So.
Yeah. Kristen brought this up. This just went live a little while ago. But the Survivor New York TikTok shows the Purple strategy on the safety decision, and I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I am going to watch it. So
yeah, you should follow the Survivor New York on TikTok, because it does have some really fun tidbits and scenes from the past.
Blasts from the past.
I think if I was in Purple's position, I don't think that I would save Sharif, Edsel, or Talk, to be honest. I think that I would want to extend an olive branch to. I honestly would have saved Brienne, to be honest.
I think that was just kind of the more obvious choice.
Yeah, I thought that would have been the more obvious choice. Like, Brienne literally fell. They might like target her. Surprise! They might target her, and then bam, she's safe. Like, I think that would have been a really fun strategic move to put Blue in disarray.
Because like also look at it this way, like you wanna fuck up that tribe. You want if you're not on a tribe yet, you wanna fuck it up because you don't want to go to tribal council. Like, yeah,
it's true. Make it implode from the inside.
Yes.
Yeah,
we get fucked up tonight.
How about getting fucked up tonight? We're back to Paul Pell. I said it right.
Yes.
Wow, I was so much better at saying it last week than I was this week. I will get there eventually. But we get to Paul Pell having like a bonding moment with the whole like
Elephant Master.
I had so much fun.
That is the true sign of Kumbaya. That is just, it kills me.
Yeah. The behind the scenes of it, they took a really long time to learn that game, and I'm sitting behind this camera like, y'all. It was just wait. Let's play a game. Who do you think was the person trying to teach everyone that game?
Andy.
McKenna.
I'm gonna say Danny.
Okay, the correct answer is Danny.
Oh,
Danny was really trying to give like the instructions, like, no, you gotta clap, and then you gotta put your hands like this, and then you gotta shimmy, and then like it was really fun. It was really
I can
funny
picture
to
that.
Yeah, I think it was a joint effort amongst everybody, but he was the one that was really like, let's play this game. Okay,
he said he was really trying to like bring them all together. Like in one of his confessionals, because he was, he felt betrayed by Kristen and semi by Andy because of, his deception and stuff. Like he's just kind of like just trying to make them all gel right now. Like he's trying to live in that kumbaya state. You can definitely tell. Like he likes the people on his tribe. So I don't think that he really wants to get that far ahead and figure out like, okay, well, who are we going to target first? So
he's giving me strong Kyle from your season, Kai energy.
Yes.
Like where it's like you're definitely a fun person, definitely in like a leaderish form on the tribe, but like trying to keep it all together.
Yeah. Yes.
Mellow.
So like McKenna is thinking that Andy does not have the idol at all. This one, Kristen literally says she has the idol, and everyone laughs. Everyone laughs.
Yeah.
Just a silly thing.
Like, wow. My brain would be so paranoid. I'm like, Kristen has the idol. Kristen has the idol.
Right.
Like, my paranoia would be like, everyone's laughing. What is this a joke? Why is no one think Kristen has an idol?
Me dipping my banana into the peanut butter. Why did she say that? But also like, haha, you don't have the idol, or
is it crunchy or chewy? Is it crunchy or is it smooth peanut butter?
Never crunchy.
It's crunchy, guys. Crunchy.
Smooth.
It's neither. I'm allergic.
No.
So then we get the whole like bag squeeze moment, and then we get Andy dropping something on Danny.
Yes.
Oh man.
A big old fart.
End of podcast.
I just think like I just have to give. Kristen says I'm there for the fun. Exclamation point. I do better when I have fun, so I wanted to be a little dirty with my comments.
No, I love
that. I totally get that. When we're playing a
Mm-hmm.
game, I'm trying to have fun no matter what. It's a game.
Like
I'm there trying to make
friends. When you are perceived as having fun, more people want to be around you.
Yeah.
So you gotta make the
Yes.
most of it. Yeah.
That's why I always recommend for people to smile in these games. If you like, if you have RBF or if you are a serious person,
for you.
No, the game is for you. You just gotta smile a little bit. do some Crest White strips the night before. Smile.
Just the night before.
Just the night before.
Right.
Hey, did you just use the Crest White stuff?
Yeah, I did the night before.
No, I gotta give props to Andy because knowing that he's an attorney and knowing he's like, I don't have the idol, and it looks like these two potential candidates don't have the idol, but also Kristen's also not searching as much and not really worried about it. I'm gonna search her back. Like that logical progression was so cool to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When he was just like, oh, maybe Kristen has it. And then it shows her like, I'm like, oh,
Hashtag squeeze that bag. Hashtag squeeze that bag.
Danny says like she would let him know, which is insane. Like in my mind, like you're on hour 2 of the game. Like I don't think I would let anyone know if I had an idol until I have to let someone know I have an idol. But he's like, no, she'll let me have an idol. Like she has an idol. Like it's like definite. If she has an idol, she'll let me know. I know this because she knows me. She would have the idol and let me know. Like that's like his logic. And I'm like, is that how that works?
I think in his mind, like he had said, like, I just had a one-on-one with her and I felt good. Like I felt like we were telling each other everything. And when you, like, it does feel like personal. Like if you have that connection, if those vibes are on point and you find out like even the smallest thing that they didn't tell you something, it's like, oh, I'm questioning everything now.
Yeah. It makes you really just like wonder whether or not the depth of the relationship is as deep as you thought it was. And it's like, are you really on my side? Because I would think that you're going to tell me everything because I've told you everything. How dare you? Like, that's
how dare you?
Right.
But like, can you be a true like 100% like ally to someone and hold things back?
Yes, because not everything that isn't.
Yeah.
Yes, because not everything that isn't true is a lie.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Danny completely throws his whole alliance away with Kristen.
No,
he was a little bit like, I mean, you know, Andy did drop a bomb on him that he was like, you know, he had a reaction that very
fart. Can we just talk about farts for the next 2 hours? No. Then just comes in here and just cancels it right now.
I also feel a little bad for Danny too, because when Andy drops the bomb, his eyes go, wait, I thought I was her number one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sad Danny.
Sad Danny.
Like a Charlie Brown character. Now back in Iona. I love how Stan is like, I'm a comp beast in this.
With his idol.
Yeah, he just has it like on his lap.
Yeah, like okay.
He's like,
maybe he wants to create that narrative.
I'm so tired of winning these immunity challenges.
He's
also,
right though.
Like when we were going to the game, I think Stan told me that he had just finished like a CrossFit circuit, and so he was really in great shape for this game. Like you can even kind of see the definition in his arms when he was
he looks great,
playing the game. Yeah.
I've had strong arms before.
Right. I'm like CrossFit. Like who?
CrossFit.
Who and who?
Who?
What's that?
Me?
But
did you cross this fit?
Stan wins 2 challenges. I'm a legend,
literally.
Yes.
Oh wait, and also this is like this and Jeremy's intriguing.
I mean,
Stan's nipples are a character in the season. Yes.
Naomi says I gotta start a Stan nipple account, but honestly, like I'm very perceptive to the nipples, and I really haven't seen them, so I think it's a 0 right now.
No, it's more. It's
really
more. Yeah, it's like 4 nip slips from Stan.
Are they little?
We love a nip slip.
Not are they little?
Stop! I just haven't noticed. I have not noticed them, and I usually
look harder.
Wait, Davey, do you want me to rewatch the first 2 episodes before next week? And have the accurate nip?
That is your
homework.
That down. Please come.
I need a ding every time a nipple. Yes.
Just like a little tick mark on the screen every time we see.
Naomi, add that to the edit.
Yes.
I'm literally making that note right now to rewatch and count nipples.
Yes, do that.
Now I'm gonna start looking out.
I don't think that there's anything else to talk about Iona other than like I really do think that people are underestimating Julia and Annie. I think that they will continue to look past them instead of like look with them, and we shall see. Of course, the nipples are hard. Fear is arousing. Oh my god, what the hell is going on here? Not the nipple count.
We're not allowed to do this anymore.
We're not allowed to do this anymore.
Jerry and I are not welcomed back.
No, you are. You are.
Oh, he's welcome. I also want to bring up the fact that even though like Stan doesn't like Stan's like I'm a comp beast, I have to like hide it a little bit. Jeremy's like, I'm out in front. I want to dominate. It's like, and he's also
energy is high. Yeah.
It's very much like barks and has a bark, or barks and does not have a bark. Like it's very like I think Stan is in a position more so than Jeremy to like bark, but I do admire Jeremy being like, I'm gonna run this as much as I can based on all the factors here.
And that's a good perception of everybody as well, and what he's doing the best with what he's working with, and that's why I love watching. He's one to like see where does this take him. I don't know if it's gonna give like a, you know how like the strong players sometimes get like chopped like pre-merge. Chop. I don't know which direction is it going. So I'm very intrigued to see like where it kind of like takes him, because I feel like, you know, when you have a voice, when you have too much of a voice, sometimes it can be grating with certain personalities. So he has to be very, very mindful of who he's talking around and whether or not they're on his team or against him. So we'll see what happens.
I agree.
Stan also, I want to bring this up before we move on to Sopa. So Stan also says he wants the guys to work together to take Brienne out. I think that's a very important thing in that regard, whether it happens or not, you know?
Yes.
Anything else about Iona before we go to Sopas?
I don't know. No. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I do have to bring up something that's very important. If I don't bring it up, I'm going to be very mad at myself.
What?
The Davey visual. We see Davey like immediately once the Sopas start. Like once they cuts to the Sopas, see Davey walk by. Like,
oh yeah.
Is it in the background?
Where's Davey?
Like Davey just walks by.
Where's Waldo?
There's a lot of times where Naomi yanks me out of the shot because I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna get the best shot for you, and Mom's like, no, come back here.
And it's like I'm like I have to bring up Davey. Davey is there.
Yes,
we love Davey. We want to see Davey all over the YouTube.
We do.
I'm there. Thank you so much, y'all. So we're in Asopus.
Yeah.
Asopus round 2.
Hell. Right. The 7 circles of hell.
7. Literally. So I love Kayla, and I say this with so much love because I do love her. Kayla is an eager beaver. She is ready to talk and chat and make a move, and it's like
and lay down the law. She like told Sharif what to do, and I was like,
yeah.
Ooh, you have a little fire in you, girl. I liked it. I respected it.
Yeah.
I think
she knew that she was going to be like, I think that she knew that if it was going to be Brienne that was saved by the Purple Tribe, like, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce.
Iona.
Falafels.
Palapel.
But I'm doing them all wrong. I have a key at the top, but it's not helping. But I think that, she definitely wanted to get ahead of things and, really focus all that attention on somebody else rather than her. So
big top energy for sure. Oh yeah. Okay, so we have just transitioned from nipple counts to
Kayla being a top.
A tiny little woman. Yeah. Like I also need to bring up that whole that scene where it's her and Sharif. It's 5'1" Kayla, 6'10" million Sharif. And the camera's like, woo, 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 woo.
She said to him, she's like, this is what you need to do. And he was just like, okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like very interesting to watch. Yeah, because that whole dynamic is interesting to me with both Kayla and Brienne versus Sharif, because they're like just like so tiny, and he's just like a Sharif.
Large. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharif is playing so well.
Yeah.
Like so well. I think that he is like everybody trusts him.
He's daddy. I'm so sorry. I'm
daddy.
not trying to like daddy with daddy with the E with the exclamation with the little accent mark on it. Daddy.
Oh, like the little
7 D's, 3 Y's, 4 I's. Daddy. I mean, like, because like Sharif, like if you're watching this or listening to this, you need to know that you have really put yourself into a shining spot because not only do you have the big guy shield going for you, but you also have now put yourself in the most optimal position in the game. In this moment.
I was gonna say the swing vote.
The swing vote. That is what you aspire to be. Everybody trusts you, so you can make the decision. You have the agency now.
But it's the swing vote though, because like at the top of this like little part, like Brienne and Sharif all talk about like their alliance they formed early on, you know, and like it doesn't break. Like that's important. Like
I mean, he's very much. I feel like he really wants to get Brienne's name away from the chopping block. He is very much protecting Brienne, and I do think that he's loyal to her and Ed. And I think that that's his priority. But these people are good at lying, you guys. Like I believe every like confession or like I believe every like social strategy session that we get, and then it happens again with different people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are very good at lying. But they do have to like get on the same page with all of their lies though, because I was like I was like, ooh.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. I would honestly like shit my pants if somebody was like, wait, but they told me that we were gonna vote Brienne, and I was like, oh, we're not voting talk anymore. Like I would freak out. Sharif is a snake.
Haters in the club. Right.
Well, Sharif is a snake. You probably speak parcel tongue because blah blah blah. Snakes.
I want to bring up how amazing Kayla is at confessionals.
Yes.
Great. Oh my gosh.
She's such a great narrator for this tribe. Yeah. Like, her
I had a question.
Yeah.
Kayla mentioned that Stan was her number one ally, and I'm just wondering where that relationship came from because Stan is on Iona.
I mean, it's got to be
but so she's just saying, I don't really feel like we just got as much of a background on that.
Yeah, it was an insert. Like, Stan's my number one. I'm assuming that it came from Night Zero connection, or maybe because isn't this Kayla's first game? Am I tripping?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was Kayla's first game. I was just like I was like, where did that come from?
What's that finger doing?
That finger is because we know Stan likes to stir the pot. So Stan probably knows Kayla doesn't know what's going on. And he's like, I'm going to make sure I'm looking out for her. So in Kayla's mind, it's probably Stan's my number one in general. But in Stan's mind, Stan is probably thinking, this is a number for me on my side. But we'll get there in a second because he delivered on his promise.
This might have done it, though. They took the training. Yeah.
Thank you for the insight, Stan.
Okay.
I see.
And all the pieces start coming together.
The puzzle is composed.
And it all comes down to the puzzle.
Interesting. I just that was one thing I flagged. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great.
And she's just fantastic. Like I was so like as y'all in this call know that we had that watch party this week, and like it was really fun because Kayla showed up and she was like next to the episode. She's just a freaking delightful human being. I really adore her.
And her hair changed.
Yes, she's now blonde.
Magically,
she's blonde.
She's not blonde.
It's the intonation of her hair changed. It's called dye.
It's called dye. Survivor New York 7 ride or die. Like
but like DYE. Like so you can get voted out or your hair gets dyed.
I mean I'm gonna shout it out. Her hair
while the Hunger Games start. And Kai has a bow that's on fire.
You know what also scares me about this dynamic? 5 is a really hard number to vote in.
Yeah.
Like six, you have a little bit of like wiggle room. You could potentially force a tie with a group of 3, but in a group of 5, you must have someone that you trust, and then you must have someone that's willing to vote with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you remind me such of playing all those internet games during like the height of the pandemic, like trapped in my room. Like the few times I made it far, I'd be like, oh my god, I hope I trust this person.
Oh my god, orgs. You know I love a good org. And it's like once you get to that final 5 spot, it's like as long as if I got somebody that I trust and y'all are not trying to clip me, then I feel like I'm in a great place. But if it's anything different than that, then baby, it's a wrap. And I'm not happy. I'm not a happy camper. So I get it.
Brianna is pushing Talk hard.
I
don't
was
like
confused by that. I was so confused, and then I was confused because she was said to be calling him shifty, and it just seemed like I don't know if she was like threatened because he was so anti wanting to work with her that she was like, okay, if he's going up against me, I'm going up against him. And I'm wondering if that was ultimately his demise, was that he really pushed more so Brienne than anybody else because of that distrust that was kind of weaved in there. But I think that it was it was pretty obvious.
Brienne's got her bodyguards too, so she
12-foot tall Sharif.
Right.
Yeah. And then polite little Edsel. So like, and he's not little, but anyway, no, I just feel like she's got people around her that are going to like cape for her. And that's what's got anytime that anything threatening comes her way, they're like, actually, we're going to use the musket or the bow and arrow and take them out. Period.
Yes. Period. I think there's a little bit that I disagree with the way that Talk handles like trying to target Brienne. I think that he's really rigid and just wanting to take out Brienne. And I think in that case, I think he should have been a little bit more open to potentially working with her, because I think that Brienne's on high alert, so she is informed of all the different angles that could be coming for her.
Yeah,
I think that it needed to be a little more thought out, but I don't know who Talk and Kayla could have pulled in.
That's the thing. I don't know if Talk really had that backup.
Like, and also Brienne brings up that like Sharif is playing the game that she wants to play.
Oh yeah.
Like his game is so like I've seen Brienne play that game, and you're like, holy crap! Like this woman has it down, and like everything that like Sharif is doing is so like even like the way Sharif is playing, you want to work with him, or you think you're working with him, or you are working with him, and like that's a really good hard spot.
It is.
Yeah,
definitely.
Anything else to talk about in the scramble before we get to the tribal?
I think that it's time to go to tribal.
Talk is ready to fight. We should bring that up because
fight.
So Talk decided to fight.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Is he the vixen?
Yeah, right? I mean, come on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I do appreciate, like, he's like, I'm not going down without a fight, and until my torch is snuffed, like, it's not over until it's over. I like that mentality.
Yeah. He did a really good job, I think, defending himself too. Like, he was making good points about, okay, whatever to what I did. Like, he was pushing it away from himself, and he was like, you are the one that has been putting my name to Brienne. You're the one that's been putting my name out there. But you are also the one simultaneously who has already been distrustful in this and this. Like, I think that he really had like his intro, his like meat of the essay, and then like his conclusion. Like he like did like a perfect MLA essay, and I was like, I love this for him. I think that I could listen
in this
to Talk.
Read, I will.
Yes.
I could listen to Talk like
Talk.
Say anything, talk, like recite the dictionary, because he is captivating when he speaks. He knows exactly what he wants to say, and I think that he puts it really perfectly. And I was very surprised by the outcome. But I also, I thought that, once again, like the dynamic in this tribe is just like we could go for hours. Like it's so interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like it's interesting because like the first time of the tribal, nothing really happens, and like Kayla's immune, and then like it gets fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It gets like holy shit. You don't see that normally in hour 2 in the LRG.
It's because they lost both immunities. Like I think that they had to go to tribal back to back. It's such a terrible feeling. You feel like you're kind of backed up against a wall. There's only 5 of you. Like Kayla's the only one that's safe. Like you know, you're fighting for your life.
Yeah. And Talk like goes off.
Every day I've had to fight.
Oh my god. He goes off on Brienne about loyalty. And then we get Kayla giving like the Michael Scott eye. Well, the like gym eyes.
The gym,
You're like hardcore to the camera, like, oh my god. Why am I in the middle of this? Like,
I loved that.
Oh, this was a tough tribal.
I think it was interesting, like, you know, Ed had some really good points about, you know, how we prioritize.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I'm off now. I think that what was I saying? Ed had some really good points about wanting to keep the tribe strong too, and I think that is a huge factor in when you've lost 2 immunity challenges and who you want to keep around more. Arguably, Talk is perceived as probably a stronger competitor in challenges based off performance in the last 2 challenges. So I found it very interesting the way that it all went down based on Iona's vote to or their immunity towards Kayla, and you know Sharif and Ed sticking with Brienne in that situation. It was just I was shocked, and I love Brienne, but I was like, whew, I did not realize that was coming. I was really sad.
For me, I wasn't surprised because it seems like people are locking into numbers right now. Like it does not seem like, you know, sometimes we see like what's it called, like voting blocks, if you want to call them that, or like a very fluid game. But right now it seems like no, like we're in small tribes. I have to work with people that I know that I can work with and can stick with. So I'm gonna rock out with these people. And I feel like that's kind of like the vibe that it's giving right now. Instead of trying to just be like, well, I'm gonna take it round to round and see what the challenge is. Or it's like, no, like if I'm working with you, I'm gonna continue to work with you and I'm gonna continue to stick with you. So like for me, that's like not surprising, especially just because we know that 3 with Edsel, Sharif, and Brienne have been together since the very beginning. So they obviously were going to like stick together. And I think that also like Kayla and Laura, you know, God rest her soul in the game.
Dead.
So dark.
Sorry, no, I'm sad that she's gone. But no, like Kayla and Laura were kind of like on the outs as far as like with the girls, like with Brienne. So I knew that Kayla was kind of like struggling with that, and Kayla and Talk kind of like had to like link up together. Talk has his own issues with Brienne, so it just feels like it made sense. I'm intrigued to see where it goes from here. However,
me too.
Yeah, I mean that was the vote. Talk is gone from a 3-2 vote.
Kayla's face crack.
Oh my god.
That you see Kayla's face. Yes, let's talk about
Make it a gif.
She may have lost that immunity challenge, but she won 2 things: immunity from Iona and the award for best face crack of the season so far.
Yeah.
So far.
I mean, she looks like Jenna Fisher, and she is Jenna Fisher of the season.
Her mouth twisted like that movie The Ring.
They did like a replay of like a tightened version just to show it again. I was like, oh my gosh, sure. Yeah, she feels like she's on the outs now, which makes me sad.
Baby's first blind side. Baby's first blind side.
But you know, when you get that first blind side, it's like, I don't know. I have seen people turn into Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, or you know what I'm saying, or Evelyn Salt. So maybe that's what she needed in order to take out the competition. You never know.
You never know.
Never know.
And that's exciting. Like
Poker
next week,
face.
you see her like being like, "I'm on the bottom. I gotta do something."
Yeah.
I mean, there's she has nothing to lose now, so she can do whatever she wants.
She's lost her talk, and now she's gonna scream. I don't know.
Walk the walk.
Walk the walk and talk the talk. Oh,
Bam.
Davey, I know you're big on giving your laurels out to people, like your roses to people.
My laurels, yes, my roses.
Sorry, your roses.
This is like a Bachelor thing too. If you watch The Bachelor, like giving your roses and your thorns every week. When I saw that the last recap, I was like, did he steal that from The Bachelor?
Will you accept this rose? Talk. I just have to say, you are such a compelling character. Like every time that you're on screen, you have something intentional to say. You have something insightful to say. You really know how to connect with people. And you're also just like, you're straight up so cool. Like your tattoos, your sunglasses, hashtag I'm such a fan. Hashtag sunglasses. I'm such a fan of sunglasses during a game because, adding that little layer. Poker face.
We love eye care.
But his sunglasses, you could kind of like see his eyes, but they were like in like that little tinted purple.
Yeah,
it was so cute. I was like, come on, fashion.
Pink Panther-esque, okay?
Right? Hello. I was very sad when that bus pulled up and I realized that you were gone. Because you definitely had more game to play, and I guess I'll see you very soon.
Right. It's so hard to say goodbye from yesterday.
Oh, we have to record Gary singing that so we can make sure that happens over every time that Davey is judges this season. Like I really wish this tribe had better luck because I think it would be really cool to see what this 5 could have done,
Mm-hmm.
But now there are 4. We also have a digging challenge next week.
Dig.
I'm so excited about that.
Dig deep, y'all. Dig deep.
You gotta dig deep.
Also, I'm very scared about Jeremy next week. That like he's on the screen like, "Hey, I'm gonna win," and it's like
can't get too cocky.
I don't want to put this out there, but I'm afraid he's gonna dodo at it.
Who?
Jeremy.
Oh.
I don't know. I read Edgic. You know this about me. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just processing what you said. I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything.
Processing.
Right. Is he gonna get Druid from what season was that?
Say what, sir?
Let's see.
Yes.
Yes.
Drew Christie. The Christie brother that has is it Drew? I think it's Drew. Yeah. The Christie brother that has a personality.
Yes. That one.
I love that season. I love every character but the other Christie brother.
It was a little dry, but it's okay. Shout out to Alex.
Yes.
Wherever you are in Florida, I believe. Yeah.
I guess with that, is there anything else that we want to talk about?
I had one question.
Yeah.
Bonus. Do we think it would have been Kayla or Brienne had no one been immune?
Ooh.
Correct tense, I believe.
I think Tuck could have talked his way into Sharif and Edsel and been like, I really don't trust Brienne. Like, you can take that for what you will. If you want to use that to your advantage, like, please do so. Like, in my favor, obviously. But I really think that we should go for Brienne here.
I don't know. I don't know if it will change.
I don't think it would have changed either.
Because that 3 seems very, very tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like the chaos what Talk was possibly bringing was more against that 3 than the energy Kayla's bringing.
Fair. Yeah.
Fair.
Just something to think about.
No, I mean,
ponder.
It's
just hopeful thinking.
We all have questions about what could have happened differently for our Survivor New York season.
Woulda, shoulda.
I can't even talk about mine yet.
Oh,
wait. Oh. Now that's how you clear a bitch.
That's how you clear a bitch. Your face cracked. Just
it did. I was like, is that the tea?
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody have it?
My body's tired.
It's so slick that you didn't even catch it.
Right. Exactly.
If you know, you know. Does anybody else have anything they want to add before we wrap it up?
No, I love this cast.
This was great. I know this was fast. I love the
Everybody's
cast.
fabulous. I love you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Beth, my mother.
So great.
If she's watching, she's probably watching.
She's definitely watching.
Shout out.
How can people follow you, Kai and Gary? Because I know people
follow
want
me
to follow
like on
Insta and stuff, like social medias, not like other ways, like social media.
Well, on Instagram, I am Kai Ronayne, KYRONAYNE. And then I'm on Twitter, but I think I have like an older handle. You can probably find me though. I retweet like everything. I'm Life of Kai with underscores under it, like Life of Pi. I created my account in like 2013.
I love that.
And on Facebook, I'm available. Tumblr, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Just follow me.
Hi, Beth.
Everywhere.
Oh, hi, Beth. Is she on?
I have no idea.
Kristen,
bag search.
Great.
I will not search your bag.
Bag
Let's
search.
put that out there. I will also make sure never to hide
Bad
anything in
karma.
my bag in every bad karma. Exactly, because people that go searching through things, something comes back to them. Anyway, you can find me. I am on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Gangsta Gurry. Gangsta with an A because I'm doing that ER Buster shit over here. BURRY. If you're familiar, I do also host with Bryce Isaiah for the Purple Pants.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Purple Pants podcast. Yep. So I do the Purple Pants premonitions over there. I'm all over, so you can find me. I also have a TikTok. All of a sudden, so Gary DeAndre on TikTok. She's
follow
trying
me
to
on
put her
TikTok
stuff
too.
up there. Yeah, please follow us. I like to
I'm
engage
entertaining.
Gary, I actually had a fake Gary contact me yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, not the fake.
With like 1,000 followers too. I'm like, this is like way too real to like be a fake, but like obviously I know that's not your followers.
Yeah, that's also a thing. So please, if you follow me in a fake account, I get so many spam accounts trying to be me, but you can't beat all of this cushy goodness.
Absolutely not.
So please do not engage. There's only one Gangsta Gurry, and it's me, baby.
Double R.
Yes. Double R. Yeah, double R.
I'll go next. Mark Levy 85 for everything. I do have my Instagram back. Thank you, Jesse Lee. Oh my God.
I almost got scammed by Mark.
Yeah, she came up to me and was like, I would have loved for you to have a clothing line. I might make one now. I know.
I was like, I'd really like it if you actually did have a clothing line though.
But I got my Instagram back. I got my 2-step verification, so it's actually me. And I'm so scared someone try to hack me. Thank you, Gangster Gary, which is
Gangsta.
No, I'm really dead serious.
No, Gangstar. Gangstar
Gurry. It was Gangster Gurry. It was so I was like, this is too close. Also, I got a couple podcasts beside for this coming up. I'm doing I'm going to be on one of the Fiji Forevers with Gia Worthy very soon. I'm very excited about that. Also, because Fiji's a great season. I will never deny that. Fiji's great. I love Dreams, and I will always love Dreams. And so that's also on some podcasts too. Coming next week, myself and Isaiah are going to be doing our top 10 movies of the year. I'm almost caught up on watching movies. I got some really awesome picks I'm proud of. Also, Davey and I are going to be probably doing some coverage for another LRG. Like we'll figure that out very, 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 very soon. Which will be Outlast, which a couple of our friends are involved in, and it's now streaming online. But we won't start the coverage of that until like a week or so, just because our schedule's busy.
Yes, that game is called Outlast. It's it's hosted by a wonderful friend, Justin McCoubry. Really watch it. There's some great people, familiar faces maybe. And yeah, if you want to follow me, I am Davey Sack, DAVEYYSAK on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. My TikTok is NAP. NAP SAC SAK 96. I think that I'm pretty funny there too. And honestly, thank you all. It has been a fun and sexy 70 or 90 minutes. So cheers to that.
Hell yeah.
Cheers.
We're also
Cheers.
making another great lineup for next week too. I'm very excited to see you. We're not going to release that until like the day before, whenever we do. But yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, all of you. Gary, Kai, mwah, kisses.
The listeners.
Yes, and like and subscribe.
Yeah. And with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.